What's going on, Harvest? Sorry, that was weird. Anyways, yeah, I'm on my phone today. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel like going on my I'm still waiting. Whoa, wait, what is that? Oh, I thought that was a bend in my. You see that? I thought that was a bend in my thing. Bro, I've been waiting so long for this PC, y'all. For the new parts. I know I need to get a haircut. I know. I'm gonna get one. I'm broke. I'm unemployed. Yes, your boy's unemployed. I'll talk about that tomorrow. But today, I'm not gonna lie, I want to talk about a dream that I had. I'm over here sitting down, watching Black Boy Max. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. Norway versus Brazil. Dude, they have not scored at all yet. Like, it's crazy, it's insane. But yeah, today's gonna be a chill back video because I don't really feel like going on my computer. But listen, I had a dream, and I don't remember. Well, I mean, thankfully I wrote it down on ChatGPT because I was asking like what what do you interpret this as? But basically what happened was I was dreaming. It was a very weird dream, right? So catch this. I was sitting down, right? I was going out. Hold on. I gotta reread it again to see. All right, if I can remember correctly. Basically what happened was I was I was going to my old college, right? I was going to my old college. I'm not gonna name drop obviously, but I was going to my old college and I was gonna go dorm, right? Because I don't dorm anymore. And I realized in the dream that, oh wait, I don't dorm anymore, but I still wanted to get in. I still wanted to dorm because I felt like I was missing something, like I was missing out on things that were happening. So I went in my college dorm, right? Not my actual dorm, but the actual college, the dormitory area. There's specific buildings that each person goes into. That like it's a numbered building, like building 1000, building 2000. That was a building 1000, and this building, right? It was upgraded. There was Chick-fil-A in there. There's not like building 1000 is not lame. It's the best out of all the three buildings. There's 1000, 2000, 3000. 1000 is the best by far. But it don't got no Chick-fil-A nothing in there. There was installments in there. There was installments. There was like stuff in the little like there was stores in there. It was like upgraded. And there was like it was like a whole it was more of like a hotel than a dormitory. And so I walked in and I think I asked for a key and the hotel girl, she said you don't dorm here anymore, something like that. She didn't say anything actually. I just walked there. I walked in this elevator shaft. There was no elevator. Instead, there were stairs. There were intricate stairs that would go up. It was like what is that one image with the stairs going up and there's stairs beneath those stairs? That's what it kind of looked like. So there was no elevator. There was just stairs, and there was this one girl that was following me, and I was trying to go up the stairs to my dorm room, but it was my floor, which is the third floor, did not exist. The third floor did not exist, and it was it wasn't a floor anymore. There was only 1, 2, and 4, I think. There was no third floor. Or at least my room, it was either the floor or the room didn't exist. So I tried to walk up the stairs, right? And as I walked up the stairs, one of the stairs that I walked up went down. Like it folded downwards. Like it wouldn't let me go up, it would fold down. And I kept going up and I kept going up and it kept folding down. The girl behind me was following me as well. It was like a ladder folding. That's what it's called. They were ladders, basically. They weren't even stairs, they were ladders. And they would fold every single time I would go up. And then I went up a stair. I went up a floor. And I finally went on a floor, but it wasn't my floor. There was someone else's floor. One of my friends. His name is Kingston. Shout out Kingston. He's cool. But I don't really know him like that, but you know what I'm saying. If you're watching this, which I don't even think he is, you're W. But anyways, I walked into the floor. I think it was the fourth or second floor. I walked into that floor and I went into his dorm. And I was looking at his dorm. And I was like, what? They were like playing around. They were like going down stairs. They were like having fun, basically. They were having fun. And like it was way bigger than my dorm. Like the living room that I have now in my own house is what their whole entire dorm looked like. It was very extravagant, very big. You know what I mean? They had an oven, everything. And I was like, they had a whole basement as well. And I'm like, yo, like, are they still accepting like new people, like new dorms or something? I asked something. I forgot what I asked, and they responded like, I don't think so. I forgot what they said. But I felt like I was missing out on something. But that wasn't even the weirdest section of the dream. Another section of the dream, I had another dream. This is part 2 out of 3. Now this one was the weirdest one out of them all. Now I was inside of, I was about to say it. I was in, let's just call it Garden College. We'll just call it Garden College. Don't ask why. I just brought up with it. Anyways, so Garden College, right? I was walking through the Garden College. It's not an actual garden. That's what I'm gonna name it. Anyways, I was walking through the Garden College, and it looked like an asylum. Like it was, all the walls and the floors were white. Everything was white. It was so bright. It was like we were in like a prison. It wasn't. It was more of a prison than a school. And I would walk. And I didn't go to any classroom. I would just walk around in a circle on like the cubicle halls. I would just walk at the cubicle halls for some reason. I would just keep walking, and there was this principal. Think about, if y'all know what Baldi's. I'm pretty sure you do, but it's kind of like Baldi's Basics. That's what it looked like. Exactly like that. Actually, that is a perfect analogy. It was like the structure, the architecture inside literally looked like Baldi's Basic. It was white. There was nothing. There was just, and there was classrooms with people, but I would never go in those classrooms. You know what I mean? So I would walk. I kept on walking back and forth, and I passed the principal's office, and the principal, she didn't look like a normal principal. She was a white, middle-aged woman with blonde hair, and she wore like white. She wore like an exotic fit, like a fit that you would see in on an island, basically. It was very erotic, very inappropriate. More like she was seducing me than being an actual principal. And she was like, I passed her room. Bro, my storage. Anyways, I gotta speed up because I don't got my storage on here. You know, my phone's freaked. But anyways, oh god, what was I saying? So the principal, again, think about it like Baldi's Basics. Baldi himself is a JPEG. He doesn't actually move. It's just that's what the principal was. She was just a JPEG image of a JPEG pixelated image. And every single time I would pass her, she was in an empty room, and I would pass her, and she would be like, "You only have an amount of times to pass." Kind of like the no running in the halls guy. That's what she was. But every single time I would pass, I would only get a limited amount of times passing. And I would pass by each time, and then eventually I wanted to confront her. So I went up because she was above me for some reason, even though I literally passed the room. Anyways, her actual room was above, it was the next floor. And I went up the floor, and she was staying out of her door. That rhymed. And she was staying out of her door, and she was looking at me, but she looked so scary. Like her eyes were like, it was kind of like, how do I describe this? Her eyes were like very uncanny, kind of like what you would see in Mandela Catalog. Her eyes were they were realistic, but there was like black surrounding it, and she would like scream at me saying like, "Why are you doing this? Like why?" Like she would. It was like a threat. Like she was threatening me. And I was like, I was scared of her in the dream, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this anymore. So I screamed back. But I was like, ah! Like I was literally screaming. But when I was screaming, my voice, it didn't sound like a human's voice. I sounded like my voice morphed into something. Like I took her power, her uncanniness, and I put it onto me. Now I was scary. I had her eyes, her face, everything. It's like, and I was drooling from the mouth. Like I remember, I was just sauced at the mouth. I was just drooling when I would scream at her, and I was intimidating, and she backed away, like she stopped. And basically, she threatened me again. She tried to intimidate me again and started counting down. And I ran and went on the elevator and I went down. I could still hear her counting. She was like 3, 2, 1. Like she kept on counting down, counting up. I went on the elevator and tried to find a place to hide. And I like morphed into like a little kid. Like literally. I morphed into a little kid again. And this time, the floor that I was in, I think it was the first floor or the second floor now. I was so think about I was on the third floor. I was a high schooler. Now I'm on the second floor. I'm going down in age as the floors go up and down. So I'm on the second floor now, and I'm a kindergartner, and I'm going and I forgot to say this. When I was in the high school or middle school phase, I forgot which floor it was. I would every single time I would go in a classroom because she would tell me to go in a classroom. Everyone would look at me, and I just didn't feel like I belonged. Like I felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. So I got up and walked around again. Anyways, I digress. I went back down to the second floor, and I ran and I found this room. Now it's hard to describe what this room was, but it was like a pre-K room. It was a pre-K room with the bean bags, the letters on the ground, A, B, C, D, you know what I'm saying? But this room was different than all the others. This room was bright. And not like an asylum bright, like I explained the actual building. But you could see the outside, the clouds, you know what I mean? The kids and the adults they didn't feel threatening. I felt like there was like a little like they were playing around. They were acting like little kids. They were like in a certain pattern, and like it was like a play basically. And I was sitting there, and I turned as I got into that seat. There was a seat that wasn't filled. There was a beanbag. As I was moving close to the beanbag, my age got lower. Like I would and at that point, as I got closer, I was a little kid, not a baby yet, maybe a toddler. And I sat there, and I thought she would find me. She kept counting down, but she never got inside the room. Nothing happened when she counted down. And that's basically what the dream was. It was crazy to me because you had to see what I was seeing. I can't explain. That's the thing about dreams. You can't explain exactly how it is. It's not gonna mean anything to someone else when you just say it. You know what I mean? Like this dream, I can't explain. Like I can't explain the dream. But what I think this dream represents, and I was talking to my mom with this, and ChatGPT. But I think this dream I'm changing. Just like the GGC. Oh, who cares, bro? Who cares? I go to GGC. Like, who cares? I go to GGC. The GGC area, right? It would change. It would change. The classrooms would change. I would change. I'm changing as a person. And these dreams, what I've noticed in the patterns of these dreams, just like this one, when I'm changing, when there's a noticeable physical or mental change, I'm looked down upon on it. Like people don't understand. They don't perceive it well. They either try to control me like the principal. The principal is like an authoritarian figure. Someone that is authority that you don't reckon with. You just listen to. But when I fought and retaliated back against, they cut out again, storage. So I'm gonna keep it short. I have another dream, but I'll tell it another day. As you guys know, my dreams are very weird. If you haven't seen that dream video yet that I did a while ago with my friend, these are no joke. Like all these dreams that I tell you are straight up real. Like I'm not making any of this up. I mean, why would I? Who am I gonna make it up to? Like 2 people? Like what? Nah, I'm playing. But no, all seriousness though, I have no reason to make up these things. I just have interesting dreams because I'm an interesting person. Anyways, my dreams are very metaphorical. But as I was saying, I am changing the way, and I want to talk about this in another video, but like I'm not giving my energy out, like my presence out as I used to. Like I'm keeping my energy very conserved. It's not as available as it used to be. I'm cutting people off that serve me no good. And like you know what I mean? Like where I am right now, I feel like I'm doing the wrong thing, like cutting these people out. I know they don't serve me any well. Like there was this one guy. I'm not gonna talk much about it because it's still fresh and he might be watching these. But we have a very toxic friendship, and I've known this dude since pre-K. Like we have a very toxic friendship, and I decided finally to cut him off completely. And I felt bad. Like, am I doing the right thing? But I am. Like, I can't deal. Like, we don't have anything in common. There's nothing that we share that is in common. He's in another state than I am. He smokes the za every single day. I don't like. That's all he talks about. The guab, the za. It's literally like a Pokemon. Like, Pokemon catching. That is like a career for him. This is all he talks about, just the za. And it's like he talks about nothing productive. You know what I mean? He's always depressed. I don't want to talk much about it right now. But as I was saying, I feel like the change that I'm going through and the people that I'm cutting off, I feel like it's wrong. Hence why when I go in these classrooms, because classrooms involve people, involve changing in a way in the environment. I just feel like I'm doing something wrong. But just like at the end of the dream, when I went inside of the kindergarten thing and I felt safe, and nothing happened to me, nothing bad, because I stood up for myself. I'm living life for myself. I'm doing nothing wrong, essentially. So, anyway, that's really it. That's July 5th. It's 5:57. And I think it's July 5th. Yeah, because yesterday was July 4th. And that's the upload for today. By the time I'm back tomorrow, hopefully I get a haircut. Probably not, but you will see me in a light. And then a retwist. I plan on getting a retwist today, too. Sorry, I'm not looking into the camera. But anyways. I look so bad. Like in a good way. Like a baddie. The mutton chops gotta go, though. Look at these. Anyway, I hope you are enjoying this journey that I'm going to. And yeah. I think 2 more weeks till my wait. Like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 14 days harvest until my birthday. And I turn 19, July 18th. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. And I just wanted to share this video. I just wanted to share this dream. I'm not gonna do editing. This is gonna be raw. I'm gonna have to clamp these together because my phone has no storage. My phone is cooked. I can't wait until I can record on the PC, bro. Please, it'll be so much easier. I could just boot it up, like edit, like I could do whatever I want on that junk. But y'all see, bro, my Wi-Fi adapter came today. It's over there. It's in that. See it? See it? Right there. You probably can't see it. It's right there. But once my SSD and my USB comes, because I gotta have a USB as well to transfer Windows onto the SSD from my MacBook, then we'll be goated. But anyways, my asshole itches. You do not need to know that. Anyway, yeah, that's really it. I love you, Harvest. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow for July 6th. All right. Have a good one. And remember to drink your tea. Bye-bye. That was 96?
That can't be it. Like, that's not 96 cents.
No, it has to wait. What?
All right, come on, that's not 96 cents.
Maybe we gotta wait?
No, it don't take that long. That wasn't